I'm here to do your love reading for the month. Just a few things to go over before we start the tarot card reading. So the sun is entering your 6th house of service and health. Mercury is going retrograde on the 5th in Pisces. And in this case, we need to overcome confusion in our life. In order to do this, we need more privacy than before. That's kind of what it's saying for Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And when Mercury is retrograde, your intentions work out differently than planned sometimes. So that's something you have to be careful for. You have to be careful about making legal agreements, signing contracts, commitments until... It's best to wait until the shadow period. So the shadow period extends... See, Mercury goes direct on March 26th, but the shadow period remains until April 17th. So it's another few weeks until the shadow period's over, and best to make those decisions. I mean, you kind of can't, if you can help it, something might pop up, something new, and that's kind of when you want to consider these types of things. Like if you were considering it for a while, then it's a different story. But it's never the best time for agreements or that kind of stuff, or any type of commitment. Health is important to you at this time. Your 6th house is the house of service and health, so kind of what you do in the world and your health as well. So some important dates to mention in March. Venus enters Aquarius on the 1st. So as I'm recording this, this has already happened. And one thing to note about Venus and Aquarius, many people will have more unconventional type of relationship or emotions or feelings in social relationships. That's kind of what it signifies. So as I mentioned, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces on the 5th. The 6th, so the next few days are going to be kind of intense because Mercury enters retrograde, but the new moon in Pisces begins on the 6th. And on the 6th as well, Uranus enters Taurus. And if you've been following other readers, they've been talking about this a lot and how much of a big deal this is because it's going to be there for about 7 years. Sun enters Aries on the 20th. Full moon in Libra the next day on the 21st. The 26th, Venus enters Pisces. We might feel more shy than usual in love matters. And public affection, you're kind of not into that as much. I guess that's what it signifies. March 26th, Mercury is direct in Pisces. But again, as I mentioned, shadow period does not end until April 17th. And then Mars enters Gemini on the 31st. All right, so let's get started on this tarot reading. So I'm using the Santa Muerte Tarot. And if need be, I might get some, if I need more information, I'll use the After Tarot. And I also like to finish off with Amira's Love Oracle for a little bit more tidbits of information. I can already feel Mercury retrograde because I feel like I'm stumbling on all of my words right now. What's this chick talking about? I feel... Saki does this to me. I feel like my tongue is swelled. See? So I'm stumbling on my words. And it's giving me kind of a lisp, too. It's strange. But I usually find when I ramble that it kind of has to do with the reading. So maybe you're having difficulty getting the words out. I mean, that's true of anybody in Mercury retrograde, but like your tongue, like my tongue feels swelled. So it's like, I feel like I'm lisping almost. And like mispronouncing words. All right, so far we have the Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. So this is very reminiscent of kind of the situation that it's hard to talk. It's like, maybe that's the issue. You're having a hard time talking to somebody, and it could be somebody you're kind of like hooking up with. Maybe it was some sort of casual thing that you want more from or they want more from. We do have a king and queen here, but it's like if maybe you or they are hooking up with more people, some seeds are growing better. Some plants and seeds are growing better than others. So some relationships are a lot better than others. There's more growth with some people than with others, but it's like whatever is lighter is kind of more favorable. Those intense relationships kind of aren't really suiting you or them at the moment. So you're not really sure how to like make that switch from something that's kind of lighthearted to something that's a bit more serious. Because maybe you see he's watering. There's this growth here, and this is more mature plant, but he's watering the one that's kind of doesn't have the most growth. But that's what he's concentrating on. That's what he's watering. And they're pretty much all even here. They started at the same place, but there's different growth in different relationships. And I say that too because I have the Page of Wands with the Knight of Swords. So it's like the lighter, more in and out relationship is kind of favored. And the Eight of Swords, so it's not knowing kind of what to say. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you could be dealing with a fire sign or a couple of fire signs. And I feel like the more mature relationship is kind of not what you're looking for. And it's not necessarily the relationship or that type of relationship you're not looking for, but it's kind of like, it's just, it's the person. It's not me, it's you kind of thing. It's like, what you end up putting more time into ends up not being what you want. This could be a past person as well. So this could be kind of like an ex. So you're backtracking, kind of going back. Or somebody like you used to hook up with or used to be around. Their energy's still around you in some way. But it's like maybe you made a choice. Maybe you chose someone and that relationship developed. But you still can't get this premature relationship out of your mind. Right. So the After Tarot shows me the Four of Cups. And in this version, there's these cups. But the cup he has, he doesn't want. Like this cup has been given to him divinely, but it's not a cup he wants. He's looking for another cup. Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So there's a lot of emotion wrapped around this person. And it's like when you were single or they were single. But you might have stepped out because there was a bit of competition. And it was just easier just to follow something with someone else. And continue with someone else. This person might still be single or is kind of okay on their own. But you feel very drawn to this person. Or this person might have kids. So maybe you went elsewhere. Or they wanted kids and you don't want kids. There's some sort of like ideal imbalance that made you overlook this person. But now you're kind of headed back towards this person. This person could have recently like freed themselves from a situation as well. Or they made a choice. Somebody made a choice and it wasn't the person. If that makes sense. Like either you or they made a choice. But you're going back to this person. I heard somebody mention this as kind of the pre-Empress card, and I totally agree. Like, that's exactly what this is. So this is kind of your ideal, but you never saw her as the Empress. You were just seeing her as this, him or her as this, like, really attractive, like, independent person, but you weren't seeing them in their full power, which would be the Empress. And the Empress attracts things to them. The Emperor's energy is kind of going towards something, while the Empress just kind of has to sit there and manifests. Very much like the High Priestess. So she was disguising herself as Ace of Pentacles. Lovers, right? See? So I feel like there could be reconciliation. Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of this suit. She's very abundant, fruitful, very attractive. But she disguised her Empress self and kind of with the High Priestess saying, you know, get to know me and then you'll know which to choose. But it's like somebody was afraid to enter that type of energy because they would get sucked in, and maybe this made them afraid as well. Because it's like it's this magnetism that you can't really help. You're feeling drawn to each other. So it's like this person in the Three of Pentacles is stepping back and watering the one that needs watering and always needed the most care. All right. Let's see what little tidbits we can get with the Mirror's Love Oracle cards just to finish this off. Just to help it resonate a bit more, right? Young female. And I saw a mature man peek out for a second. So there might be an age difference, and maybe that might be why. I did see somebody with kids, so maybe somebody had more serious relationships in their life than the other person. I just saw the gossip card. And maybe you were trying to avoid that because of the age difference. Okay. Fair male and money. Maybe at the same time as well, one person makes more. If there's an age difference, like maybe somebody's just getting out of university or just starting their life while the other person, you know, has a business, or there's some sort of imbalance here. Not in a bad way. I mean, there's like, either there's an age difference, there's some sort of difference that made you overlook this person, but this is the person that you're kind of, you can't help but being drawn to. The World after. And Three of Swords. So it's like ending this cycle of perhaps overlooking this person because the heart wants what the heart wants. Or ending a cycle because you're with the wrong person, which comes with heartache. So there's 3 swords here. All right. So that's what I have for Libra for the month of March for your love reading. I'm trying to figure out something else to do. I did career readings. I did them a bit late. It's not that I did them late. It's just I have a lot of issues with loading videos for some reason. The internet is just so slow here. So please like, share, and subscribe, and I will have something for you again in the middle of the month. And I'm not doing energy checkups this week just because I'm working on all these videos, and it takes a lot of energy out of you. You'd really be surprised how much, like, these videos, it just, like, you do like 3 or 4 and then your energy is just gone for the day. Like, in all honesty, like, you would expect that 20-minute videos, oh, I could do them all, boom, 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 all day, and then post them and they'll all be done. But you do 3 or 4 of these and you're just drained. That's why it's energy work. Anyway, so love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. See you, Libra. Bye.